I've always dreamed of living in the Big Apple. The tall concrete jungle with beautiful windows, model-esque people walking around, and delicious tasting food at every corner. There's just so much to see and so much to do. It seems like you can spend an entire lifetime there and you wouldn't be able to run out of things to do. I saw a very romanticized New York thanks to all the vlogs that give you FOMO and movies and songs about how amazing it is there. Maybe if I lived in New York, I too could wear fashionable clothes that I'm too scared to. I'd live high up in a nice looking apartment and have a view of tiny ant people walking around below me. Maybe I'd be also fast paced and straightforward and confident, as people describe East Coast people. But as they say, never meet your hero, aka in this case, your dream city. I fell out of love with the image in my head, and I think I fell in love with something else. It's kind of ironic that I'm making this video because it seems like I myself am romanticizing New York to you all, but I think I would like to romanticize not a place or a thing, but more of a shared experience with yourself and people you love being with. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter where you live or what you do. Trying new things, exploring new places, and forming connections is really what makes life worth living.
Wait, I'm gonna cry, stop.
So this is what I did in New York, and I have to say it was amazing almost 3 days spent there. Since we arrived at night, we could only grab a quick dinner and then we headed straight to a bar to meet all of our friends.
Wow. The stick figure was intentional as well.
You did really well, especially my hair. I don't know.
At 2 a.m. we sent the groom home and decided that we were still hungry, so we went and grabbed another meal.
It's very sauce heavy. Wow. It is cinnamon forward. That was a very good observation. Wow. It's like 8 out of 10. That's only because I've had better Brussels sprouts.
The Brussels.
Oh, that was a video. It's still recording.
Oh shit.
Okay, this is what I had imagined.
New York buildings.
Hello, Mimi and Tiffany's vlog. We're at CVS buying smart water, and there's a 5-cent bottle deposit.
We finally got out of the hotel at 11 a.m. very hungry and eager to eat more food, and we decided to go to Russ and Daughters, which is this amazing bagel place, and they have like the best smoked salmon I've ever tasted in my entire life. It was very fresh, it was cut in front of us, and they had a bunch of different options for like cream cheeses.
This is your apartment.
Is there a bagel? The whole thing? I'm a failure. No!
R.I.P. to my bagel.
R.I.P. that bagel. Do you want the bagel?
After our bagels, we decided that it was going to be a shopping day, so we headed over to one of the streets that had all the stores that we were looking to do some shopping in.
I'm sad, so I'm just gonna spend all my money.
I also believe we went to the MoMA store, which is something that I've been excited to go to ever since I found out there was a MoMA store.
It's potato time.
It's potato time. We're going to a wedding in 2 hours. A wedding.
A wedding.
Okay.
Don't even need double eyelid tape. Just.
What is this?
You scratch it.
It's in a pimple. We're going to the wedding. The wedding was held at the Brooklyn Botanic Garden, and I fell in love with this place at first sight. It's such a beautiful venue, and I personally just love plants so much, so I really appreciated how luscious the trees were. I could spend hours just staring at this one section. Congratulations to Andrew and Debbie. I'm very happy for you two, and it was a very beautiful wedding, and I loved it. It was amazing.
Tastes like it. I don't know what else. Please don't make us repeat that.
Wait, I probably can't.
We're getting eaten alive by mosquitoes.
So many mosquitoes. So many. She's the bait.
I'm the bait.
She's the reason why I'm not getting bitten.
Thanks.
for donating your blood.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi guys. I did not volunteer for this, but really trying, baby. Trying to hold back these feelings for so long. And if you feel, should they kiss or not? Oh, not yet. Right? Then come on. Whoa, come on. Let's get it on.
Oh, sorry. The ambiance of New York City.
I'm gonna write a message for them. We should leave him a message.
Yes.
Please turn around and smile. 1, 2, 3.
Aw, you look so cute. Oh yeah.
Oh! This is like throwback Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Wait, can we move the things?
Oh shit. Is this thing on? Hi, audience.
How much you love apple cheeks and how she's changed your life.
Okay, well I will. Alright, if I were to sum up how I feel about apple cheeks, I would say this.
Little Frankies, the shit, that's like New York City. Little Frankies.
That's it.
This was our last day in New York, so after waking up very hungover, we decided that we wanted something very soupy and very carby, something to make our stomachs happy.
Thank you.
Whoa.
That looks yummy.
Whoa. And then we quickly had to run over to the MoMA, and by run, I mean walk really fast for half an hour to meet Radia.
I see her. Wait, she's right there. Oh my gosh. Hello, I'm sweating. I am very sweaty. How are you? Wait, are we the same height? Yeah, I think we.
I thought you were like much taller.
No. I'm very short.
I felt really bad because there were a lot of like fine art or like modern art pieces there that I wasn't too interested in. I was like, as an artist, I think I'm more interested in seeing a lot more like illustration work or paintings, like realistic paintings, or things that have like the same color palette that just like catches my eyes, or like very like geometrical type of work. So I kind of felt like I skipped through a lot of the museum, and I was able to find the things that I was interested in, plus a little bit more. We went to Dos Toros afterwards. Radia says that it's an even better Chipotle. I really wish I had another few days so that I could spend more time with Radia, because I feel like she just knows so much about like where to bring people in New York, and she's such a good host and she's just amazing. But we didn't have too much time and then had to say goodbye afterwards. We were really tired and still hungover. So after a quick nap, it wasn't really quick, it was maybe like 40 minutes long. We were very exhausted that day. We had to actually hurry over to the Rockefeller because our friend got us tickets to go to the rooftop. It was probably the most confusing trying to locate where our friend was, because there was just so many entrances to the Rockefeller, and we went to each and every one until we finally found him. Good thing the people that worked there were very nice and still let us in, even though we were probably like 20 minutes late to our booking time. Something that I really appreciated about this trip was that we were meeting a lot of friends that we don't get to meet often. Most of them were met online, and we don't often get to be all together like this in one place. And it was crazy how everything lined up, and everyone just so happened to be in New York.
Do it to the camera.
Every time I ask people what is in New York and what I should do in New York, they're always saying you should eat pizza. And I didn't really understand because I thought pizza was pizza. But apparently New York pizza is really, really good.
That is good pizza.
I do have to say I wasn't able to try like the best pizza in New York on this trip because we just didn't have time to fit it in, and we were usually running around late at night and everything was closed. But the pizza that we got was pretty good, and I feel like I could eat like 10 of these pizzas in one sitting. Also, I was telling everyone that my one dream in New York is to see a pizza rat. Like, that was my one and only goal. That's just what I hyperfixated on this trip. I did see 2 rats running around. I wish they were eating pizza though. Or maybe not, it might be too oily for them. It is our last day in New York!
Get it.
We were trying to hunt down a good pasta place because that was one of the things that we really wanted to eat on this trip was pasta. But after like going past a few places, they were either all closed, the Italian places didn't have pasta. We stumbled across Sushi and decided, you know what, F it. We're gonna just get omakase. I know it sounds kind of bizarre that we just kind of saw it and was like, okay, omakase, no biggie. Price point, no biggie. No, we don't usually eat like this, but when in New York,
Thank you.
and if you thought we were done eating after that, no, you were wrong, because we made it our mission for the last day to be all about eating, cramming as much food into our body as we physically can. Because who knows when we'll be in New York again next time. So we went to this cafe afterwards and split this pear and gorgonzola ravioli, and it was delicious. The third day is always so much more fun because like we settled into, I guess, like the new surroundings and we finally feel comfortable. I kind of wish we had another day in New York. Hello. It's been about 2 weeks since I got back from New York. First of all, I now feel like I don't have that like immense strong urge to just like get up and move to New York anymore. New York is a really beautiful place to live with a lot of culture and a lot of different activities, a lot of cool people living there. After I visited that area, I just felt very it felt very different from what I was used to in like a huge way. Like it took me a few days to actually get used to living there. And I was only there for 3 days. I think the things that I thought of New York before I visited that still stay true was that it's very loud, it's very bustling. There are people always walking around, doing their own things, living their own life as anyone would. But at the end of the day, what I like really took away was that if you move to an area, building a community or just like having friends really make or break living in a certain area, we would still have like such a blast and we would still think that we're living life to our fullest just by being around in that community. After the trip, I realized that like, yes, I could move to New York and I could always make more friends there and stuff like that. But what I really am like dreaming for is like being in a place with everyone that make me feel confident, everyone that builds me up and that I can build up to. People that inspire me and make me want to be a better person. I definitely think it would be fun if I could stay in New York longer just so that I can hang out with like the few friends that I know in New York. At this moment, I think I'm good on moving there. Now that I've experienced it, I just feel like it's not me fully, but I did very much enjoy it and I really love it there. And what I like to do on trips is to make a little sketchbook of everything that I've done. This is the first page. This is day 1 and day 2 when we first landed. The next page is day 2, later half of day 2 when we went to Andrew's wedding and it was very beautiful and fun. Day 3 is when we went to the MoMA and I also met Radia that day. It was amazing. This is day 3 nighttime when we went to the Rockefeller, had pizza, bar hopped, and this is the last day when we just decided to eat as much as we can or could, and then we ended up flying back home. So yeah, I really love filming and editing videos like this because it just makes me so happy. Like while I'm watching the video, I'm just smiling the whole time. I'm always grateful to be able to have these experiences and to document it and be able to look back at it. Goodbye! Goodbye!